Here's a question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever wondered how you would compete to win the South African national election? Of course, we've all thought about being president. Well, a new game means that you don't have to ponder that anymore.
Yes.
Containing the characters from the beloved Puppet Nation family, the House of Cronies game will allow you to pull the strings. And joining us on Expresso this morning to share more about it is the game's creator, Pierre Cassuto. Very, very good to have you here with us. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Happy Friday, Happy New Year. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure when you bring goodies like this.
Game of Cronies.
Game of... I was expecting you to catch it as you said it, but we're still waiting for the other version. Another 3 or 4 years, so we need something to occupy our time. This is awesome, dude. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
You must be very proud. But I think for the broader public that maybe doesn't know the context and the background, Puppet Nation, the news, give us some context as to how you arrive at a game from those kind of productions.
Right. So we launched a satirical puppet show in South Africa in 2009 called ZA News, which was initially like a sponsored web TV show because we had no broadcaster. And eventually we then went onto TV and had an amazing run for 7 years. Where we were blessed to win 22 SAFTAs, 2 international Emmy nominations.
It is brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant.
It was definitely a lot of fun to do. And we had a great, very kind of loyal audience. And when we went off air at the end of last year, people said, hey, can you guys continue doing content? And we couldn't do TV content. So we thought, what's the next best thing? What do we want to do? And we thought, you know, there's a lot of games out there about very serious topics. There's a lot of game out there about, you know, things like building castles and like serious things. So we thought, why don't we try to find a lighter ground where people you normally where there's a lot of comedy, where there's a lot of, you know, and we thought, actually, South African politics sounds like a good place to start.
We need to laugh at ourselves, man. Yeah.
So what goes into making a game like this? Because it's got to be, I feel like games like this need to take you to another world where you can, for instance, assume a character, like when you're playing Monopoly and you're invested. What goes into making a game like this?
So you have to have like a fertile ground. The first thing is like a good TV show, there's a fantasy you got to tap into. And one of those fantasies we saw was that, you know, there's a lot of political party fatigue. And yet, our politicians are quite beloved. The characters, the humans are quite beloved. But the fatigue comes with the parties kind of griping at each other.
Yeah.
So we thought, what if we could let you build your own political party? Forget, you know, ANC, DA, EFF, and all the other guys. What if you could build your own party? And what if you could decide who goes into what position? So we saw a lot of people on social media saying, I want Thuli Madonsela to be president. Okay, well, here's a game where you can make her president and you can get her to compete. I want Bob Mugabe to be running with Julius Malema. Great, you can bring him back and do that. I want Trump to come and sort out this country.
Somebody said that?
You can do that. Well, I think that was on your Twitter timeline.
Nah, get out of here. That's amazing.
So that's the fantasy. And then you can decide whether, the politicians themselves, they're all, you know, pristine, clean people. You decide whether you're going to play corrupt or whether you're going to play clean as the player.
Surely you have to play corrupt. Surely that's in the byline.
It's hard to win without.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you get into the gameplay itself? How far do you take the characterization? Give us a window into how you actually play the game itself.
So the way the game works is you have these different currency cards which are influence or corruption, right? And you use them to recruit politicians. So one of those might be like a private sector endorsement, and you might throw this at Praveen, for example, to bring him to your team as finance minister. But you might also have a Dubai trip, which is like, you know, slightly more attractive. So you might decide to do that. You then bring these politicians onto your team, and you can see these politicians might be people like Donald Trump, people like Malusi. If you miss him and you want to bring him back into politics, you can do that. And they get you votes. And at the end of the day, whoever has the most votes wins. But you can also play really shoddy tactics against each other. So you can play a Saxon World Shabin, for example, or a floor crossing, or a Hawks investigation. And that's how you decide to play dirty as a politician.
Oh,
I'm wondering whether is this game going to make us... I don't want to say we're promoting corruption.
Better or worse?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out. Like, is it meant to make us understand the inner workings of politics behind the scenes and thus be wiser to it whilst having fun? Because, I mean, this is a game. It's fun.
Yeah.
So we actually had feedback from one politician. We can't kiss and tell, so I can't tell you who it is. But I said, this game's not fun for me. It feels like work. So it's
spot on.
It's perhaps a little bit too realistic. But I guess in some ways it also creates a little empathy. So, you know, all the players on the game, every game starts on a different playing field, so not everyone starts with the same amount of corruption and influence, and everybody starts from a different standing point. So you've got to decide, you know, if you come from behind, are you going to want to cheat to, like, get ahead, you know, and the incentive becomes higher.
It gives you an opportunity to take a good hard look at yourself and stop judging poor politicians who have to go through so much. Dude, congratulations. It looks awesome. Are we going to see you back on TV? please say that you guys are going to come back.
We'd love to. We'd love to.
Come on, man.
We'd love to produce new content. We'd love to be back on TV. Our operators are waiting for phone calls from broadcasters. If you know any, give us a call.
Come on, man. Come on. We'd love to.
Entertainment for the nation. Thanks so much, Pierre. So if you'd like to play the game of South African politics with your friends, with your family, just make sure your bonds are nice and tight before you get into that. You know how these things can work. Then make sure to head on over to houseofcronies.co.za to find out how you can get your hands on the full set.